There are months when a man reads a lot of manga. And this month was one of those months. What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Boogie Snacks. You can go ahead and call me Boogie, and welcome back to yet another one of my monthly catch-up videos where I let you guys know what manga I have been reading in the particular month that we are in. And of course, this month we are talking about April 2021. Now, if you are new to this series on my channel, you would know that my average reading amount per month is anywhere from, let's say, 4 to 8, maybe 10 volumes on a really good month, but not this month. April has been a prime example of when you just pick up a new series and you can't put the manga down, a lot of reading ends up happening, and that's exactly what happened here in the month of April, because I did not read 8 volumes, I did not read 11 volumes, 15 volumes, 20 volumes. I read 25 volumes of manga this month, so that's a lot to get into. But before we go ahead and jump on into today's video, I want to ask you at home, what series have you been into recently or just absolutely obsessed with? That's going to be the topic for today's video, so go ahead and drop those titles down below in the comment section. It's one of my favorite parts about making these types of videos, is getting to follow your journey along with mine on what we've been reading and what we've been, obsessed with in otaku culture lately, okay? So I can't wait to see you down there at the end of the video, but enough chitter chatter, let's go ahead and dive on into today's video. Alright, let's kick things off with a bang, and I started this series. I only have 1 volume, so I was only able to read 1 volume, but I might be able to get ahead in the anime because the anime just started airing currently this season. Let's talk about To Your Eternity for just a second. This series, I can tell, is going to be it's gonna be an emotional wreck. I can already tell this series is gonna leave me emotional. This series to me checks a lot of the boxes of the things that I would like. I love the setting and the time of where this story takes place. I love a lot of the characters that I've discovered so far. I can tell that it's going to be a very mature series that is dealing with a lot of talking points that are going to be just genuinely interesting to discuss, not only with my YouTube channel, but with stream and also my personal friends. But I can also tell that this is going to be a unpredictably wild ride that will probably end in sadness or grief in some way. And if you're like me, I kind of like that.
Toby, can I really tell you anything?
Of course.
So our story takes place with this mysterious orb being thing that we're not going to dive into too much that has the ability to take shape of other beings. And of course there's rules to this, but for spoilers reasons we're not going to dive into those. Fast forward a few pages, this being starts to take the shape of a wolf, and while in the shape of this wolf encounters a boy to accompany him on his adventures. Through a series of unfortunate events, this boy unfortunately passes away, and this being who now has the ability to transform into other beings to take their shape, takes the shape of this boy to set out on an adventure to learn things, experience things, overcome challenges, face enemies, make friends, the like of it. I hope you guys check it out, and let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so for the next one, you guys have to check this out, man. Look at everything that I read. All right, hold on. I read the rest of the 10 volumes of Happiness from last month. This was one of those series that you blink and it's over. This isn't the most wordy series, meaning like there's a lot of pages like this one where there's not a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of pictures, and while pictures can say 1,000 words, Shuzo Oshimi did a great job of telling the story with facial expressions, character movements, foreshadowing, the whole 9 yards. It's a beautifully crafted story, in my opinion, and it certainly inspired me and motivated me to continue reading Shuzo Oshimi's works, who is the mangaka of Happiness. I probably read 10 volumes in like 3 days. My God, this series is so freaking good. It's so good, you guys. One thing I can say right off the bat is that I wish this series was longer. We only get 10 volumes, and while he does wrap it up well in 10 volumes, I myself am a man of lore. I love the world building. In fact, that's one of the things I love about Tokyo Ghoul is how Sue Ishida built the world of Tokyo Ghoul. Shuzo Oshimi did a great job of building the world of Happiness. I just wish I got got more. You know, I wish I got more of it. The premise of the story is that we have our main character in the beginning who is sort of this weak sort of protagonist who always gets picked on at school, sort of has a hard time standing up for himself, not really much of a backbone, and is just having a hard time in life. One day, much like in the world of Tokyo Ghoul, we share Earth with ghouls. In that world, in Happiness, we share Earth with vampires, although much like in Tokyo Ghoul, it's very much underground, not a lot is known about them, at least in the beginning. Fast forward a few chapters and we have our main character who's taking a nice bike ride at night, who gets attacked by a vampire. What happens when you get attacked by a vampire? There's two things that can happen. The vampire can opt to just straight up drink your blood, kill you, devour you, whatever have you, or they can take enough and leave you be, but you will not die. In fact, you will become a vampire. This story takes really interesting twists on what being a vampire actually means, and I don't want to dive into that because that's spoilers and this is such a short story. I want you guys to definitely check it out, so we're not going to jump into that, but how Oshimi defined a vampire is very interesting. So the story sort of sets off like that, where we have our main character realizing that stuff is not right. Like, this is not okay. Like, why am I having such a hard time right now dealing with, you know, lights, sounds, foods, the whole 9 yards. Realizing that he is a vampire and in search for answers. And of course, there are supporting cast of characters who are trying to help him, or, you know, trying to help him and not succeeding. It's very interesting how the story gets pushed forward and how it tumbles into chaos. Now, I do hope you enjoy reading Happiness, or I hope I've inspired you to pick up the series. And if you guys could recommend me another Shuzo Oshimi works and why, let me know down below in the comment section because I'm in the market for another one. All right, so for the next one was such an epic read for me. Let me grab it. Come here, just look at this, guys. I read all of the volumes. I basically read just one solid shelf. Okay, let's put them down. I'm dropping them off. Oh no! Okay, so before I dropped everything, I read 15 volumes of Ajin Demi-Human, and I have the most recent 16th volume that I'm gonna read probably tonight if I don't spend forever editing. Now, if you've checked out Ajin before, let me know down below in the comment sections, but this story has checked almost all of the boxes that I'm looking for in a manga series. Now, this series does it all for me almost. It has an amazing world that is built incredibly well, a mysterious plot that keeps you on your toes the entire time, action-filled, alliances are formed, betrayals happen, epic battles, you name it, it's here. I absolutely loved it. One thing that I wish it had more of, although I don't blame the author for not putting more of it there because the series is not done, so I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I wish it had a little more romance. So if you're looking for a series that has romance in it with a bunch of action, this may not be the one for you, but do not let that deter you from reading or watching Ajin. Ajin Demi-Human is a series that takes place on Earth, but there are these beings here on this particular version of Earth that are Ajins, which are these very mysterious, immortal type of beings, although there is a catch-22 with them being immortal, but we won't jump into that due to spoiler reasons. Now, the story follows our main character, who is Kei Nagai, who is a med school student studying to become a doctor to cure his younger sister of a disease that has not been cured yet. Now, one afternoon, our main character is going about his day and just crossing the street when he gets hit by a truck who was not paying attention and basically finds out that he is a demi-human, because the only way to find out if you are a demi-human is simply by dying and realizing that, well, you're not dead. Now that you know that, let's flash back one chapter or two previously where Kei in med school is learning about Ajins and how they're very mysterious, there's not a whole lot of them, and that they're a medical phenomenon in the world. Now, fast forward to the present moment, Kei just got hit by the truck. Everyone's seeing him come back to life in the middle of the street. Kei is realizing that he may be an Ajin. He's realizing that a lot of people are gonna start to, go after him. It's not safe to be here in the city. So he makes a break for it and he starts running. And that's where the story kicks off. That's sort of where volume 1 is kicking you off in this story, where Kay is now on the run. People are chasing him. He needs to realize what it actually means to be an Ajin. How is he gonna live life regularly? Where are other Ajins so that he can find more of his new kind to answer questions and learn more about himself and this mysterious powers that he now starts to have. All of that is happening within the first volume, and if that doesn't hook you, I don't know what will. Highly recommend you guys get them on sale or find a website or a store that is giving you a deal. Much like today's sponsor.
This video is sponsored by RightStuffAnime.com. Right Stuff Anime is an online anime and manga retail shop known for their competitive pricing and phenomenal packaging. Now until the end of August, Right Stuff is offering the Boogie Snacks community some codes to get some free blind boxes with your next order over at Right Stuff. Now at checkout, after shopping for your next manga haul, enter these next codes in the promo field. For all orders $10 or more, go ahead and use code BoogieSummer1 to receive one free $1 blind box with your next order. For all orders $30 and above, go ahead and use code BoogieSummer5 to receive a free $5 blind box with your next order. And for all orders $60 and higher, go ahead and use code BoogieSummer10 to receive a free $10 blind box on the house, my gift to you. Happy reading this summer.
Now, if you're looking for some more information on the promo codes I have going on over at Right Stuff, or if you're looking to enter in the giveaway that I just talked about, of course, links to all of that will be found down below in the description box. But let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So if you would like to go ahead and support the channel, go ahead and mash that like button down below. It lets me know that you are watching at home and I can continue to make more content just like this. And of course, as always, nothing has changed. If you'd like to stick around for more content, go ahead and mash that subscribe button. We would love to have you in the community. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.